Hey friends, it's Liz, your official craft nerd, and today I have got 3 super simple, super easy and fast Shabbyween decor ideas. Now, Shabbyween, yes, I made a word up, you guys. I wanted to bring my shabby chicness into Halloween like I've been promising, and this is it. So let's start with this Shabbyween coffin planter. So first off, I found these planters at Dollar Tree. Now these were they were like $5. They were, if your Dollar Tree has like the Dollar Tree Plus section, you may have seen them at one point. They're very, they had a bunch of really bright greenery in it, and I get what Dollar Tree was doing. They're seeing what everybody is, creating and the styles of the decor that's out there. So they're really trying to bring their own pieces out. Me personally, I knew instantly when I saw these, I was going to use these for Halloween. I don't know what it was about them, but it definitely made me feel Halloween vibes. So I went ahead and bought 2 of these and knew, because the first thing I was going to do was paint these black. So of course, as you see here, I'm just taking off those crazy stickers on the bottom of these, and we're going to go ahead and paint these a coat of black. I just used a Waverly chalk paint in ink. So what I really liked about when I painted this, and you guys, I just used this little sponge, actually it probably is one of my little sponge stencil brushes or whatnot, and it was what I had behind, close behind me, so that's what I used at this point. But I think it went on these little planters better than if I just brushed it on. I like the way that it coated my entire planter, and I really liked that it left those white edges out. I was really excited that I wasn't trying to completely coat this so you couldn't see any of those details. I love that the white details still showed through, because hey, that's less work that I have to do on this, you guys. So totally worth it for me in taking the time to just paint these over. I didn't really worry about the bottoms, honestly. You guys can totally paint the bottoms if you wanted. It wasn't a big deal for me. So I paint both of these. I do paint the tops as well. I don't worry about the inside because nobody's going to see that. That's honestly where you're putting all your plants and stuff. Who cares what it looks like on the inside? Now for these planters, I went ahead and used this floral, and I believe both of these I got, oh no, maybe these weren't from the Dollar Tree. I had to think a minute. I actually think I got these from the 99-cent store, and these are just a few of the different types of colored bundles, and I wanted to use these for my little flower planter coffins. I did take some of this, what do they call this, like the spooky cloth or whatever from Dollar Tree. I wanted to kind of break it up a little bit, so I used this. It's like a tannish color, white, off-white, whatever. And I'm just going to take a, ripped up piece here and just kind of organize it inside. And then I'm just sticking my floral in there. Now, I realize I am not the most, normal person when it comes to making like bouquets and things like that. I don't always use that foam because, quite honestly, I hate the foam. It's messy. It's whatever. A lot of times I just use like rolled up paper towel and things like that, whatever I can find. In this case, with these floral pieces, I just bent up the wiring bottoms a little bit to kind of have them stick in there, and they don't move. They're fine. They don't necessarily need floral foam or anything like that. So, and it's definitely easy to change it out if I want to put some different kinds of florals in there. But I really like the gray and the red together, and like I said, you guys, this was probably one of the quickest DIYs, I guess, or transformations that I did in this video, mainly because, like I said, I found these planters a long time ago, probably 2, 3, 4 months ago at this point, and knew that these were going to be used for Halloween because for some reason they just look like little coffins. I don't know. So you have to tell me what you think about this one. And, you know, I definitely look forward to hearing your thoughts. You know, how would you have done it a little bit different? But for me, I feel like it keeps with my quote unquote shabby chic style, but still works for Shabbyween. Okay, so next up for Shabbyween, we are going to do these skull head planters. So I know I must have really ran out of ideas, you guys. All I kept thinking about was planters and how to put some kind of floral and all of that into my decor this year. So whatever, y'all, bear with me. I got these skull heads from Dollar Tree. Yes, I usually try to pick up quite a few of them each year because there's always something new that can be done with them. And honestly, I bought a few because I wanted to make candles, and I have not done that yet. I will try to do that before the season's over, but y'all already know, like, the crafting season as of today, you know, we're already doing Christmas, right? So you're always 3 weeks behind when it comes to what needs to be made next. And I am definitely one of those. So, oh well, I'm still doing Halloween and fall. So anyway, I am taking this is actually a wood burning tool. I do not remember the name of it. I got it from Walmart. It was in a kit, and I knew it would work well to just go ahead and burn a hole through the top of my skull head so I could have a hole to obviously insert flowers. Definitely, if you were going to work with a wood burning tool, you definitely want to make sure, and I've said definitely too many times right now, just to be very, very careful. They do get extremely hot, and you can burn yourself and injure yourself very, very easily if you're not careful. I am notorious for burning myself with a glue gun. This is probably 10 times worse than the glue gun. So just saying. The next step here is I'm taking, again, just one of those little dabber foam brushes that I have. And these brushes I think I did get from Walmart as well. But these, they just coat so well when you're painting like this, and I loved it. So, but anyway, I'm just taking some of my Waverly chalk paint and plaster and giving these skull heads a coat. And honestly, I think I just did the one, as you can see here, but the way that it looked, just the color and everything, I wasn't worried about you know, it being like a full coverage. I loved the tone of it. And the fact that the skull had already had the black, shadowy, you know, the nasal cavity and the eyes and everything, I wasn't going to paint that up. Like, you guys, it just worked beautifully, I think, with just adding the coat of paint over top and letting that, you know, just kind of blend into it. It was amazing. I think it gives these skull heads like a million times better look than just how they come from Dollar Tree. I mean, I get why they're like this off-white, yellowy type color. You know, they want it to look old and dead and all of that. And yeah, I get that, you know. But if you are not really into the spooky Halloween and all of that kind of stuff, you know, you may not want it to be this color. So I am a big fan of painting things and changing it to the way that you like it. For me, just to have a brighter white looking skeleton, and this is not even that bright of a white, but it just gives it the style that I would prefer. You know, I've got a blue skeleton hanging up in my, or actually sitting up in my bathroom right now, and it's just like a light blue baby skeleton, and it's adorable. And so I always say, dude, you know, dude, like, y'all, I just called you dude. Okay, let's see what kind of comments we get now. Oh my goodness, y'all. I always say, do what's best for you. You know, if you like golds and shiny things, get some metallic paint and spray paint these up, make them shiny, make them pretty. If you like sparkles, add glitter, add, you know, gems, things like that. I mean, you can do absolutely anything to this stuff, and it doesn't have to be spooky, scary Halloween. You can still have fun with it and make it girly, make it shabby chic, make it farmhouse. I mean, whatever. And see, that's kind of what I've done here. And now I probably am going to go back and change these flowers out later, because quite honestly, when I have them done, it kind of reminds me of like the Day of the Dead type stuff. And I love that as well. That's not what I was going for on this. So, and what you're not really seeing here on camera, because of course, you know, my camera angles are never great. I took some gems and I'm putting them in the bottom, or not gems, they were in my gem box. I was putting the sea glass that Dollar Tree sells in the bottom of these because I wanted to give it weight, because once you added the flowers, these plastic skull heads just kind of flop over. Yep, and then I'm just adding in some of this. I really like these roses that I picked up, and I feel like I didn't get them too long ago, which kind of surprised me because of the color. But they're not quite red, they're not quite pink. They're kind of a coral type color, I guess. I don't know. But they made them for fall, and they don't really look spring. They do have a fall look to them, so I guess it's all right. I just, like I said, once these all got put in there together, and maybe I could have just mixed it up. Maybe I should have had some black floral and things like that, which, you know, again, would be more of a creepier, you know, darker Halloween stuff, which is kind of how I usually decorate, honestly. But for the sake of this video and keeping it in the Shabby Ween theme, I wanted to go lighter colors and basically just show you guys you can do whatever you want. You could put any color flowers in these and they would still look absolutely adorable and perfect for Shabbyween. Okay, everybody, so for the final project today, we are going to be making Shabbyween vintage doily ghosts. Now, if you're anything like me, you have a collection of some doilies. Now, I do have a huge collection of vintage doilies that I wanted to put to use, and I thought this is going to be a super quick, easy way to showcase some of them during Halloween. So I am doing the old school technique that me and my mom used to do when I was a kid, and we used toilet paper and made toilet paper ghosts. And so basically all you do is roll up a piece of toilet paper and then you wrap another piece around it. Well, I'm doing the toilet paper for the head and then wrapping the doily around the top of it, and just using a little piece of twine to just kind of tie it off at the top. And that's as simple as it is, you guys. There's my ghost. So now I'm using, of course, my vintage doilies. But you guys can totally use like the paper doilies that Dollar Tree sells or any store sells. You can use new ones. It doesn't have to necessarily be vintage. And if you do have newer looking doilies, you can definitely tea stain them or coffee stain them, make them look old and vintage as well. You don't have to use doilies. You could just use old handkerchiefs or, you know, just some older tea stained or coffee stain type cloth. I mean, whatever you want to use, but really there is nothing easier than making a little ball of paper and just basically wrapping this doily around the top and tying it up. I mean, there's your head, there's your body, there's your ghost. So I just made a few different variations of this using obviously the many different doilies that I have. It is obviously some kind of weird obsession. For the longest time, everywhere I went, I was picking these up, and actually just found, you know, maybe a few months ago, a huge box of vintage doilies, and I mean a big box, and it was at a yard sale. I picked it up for like $3 because I knew you guys, I was going to use these. I love doilies, and to me it just definitely just, what is it, that vintage look that I'm always loving. And you know, some people don't like them. Some people are like, oh, those are so grandma and whatever. Well, yeah, you know, like they're older. That's why I love it. So anyway, if it's your style, cool. If not, whatever. But in this case, for this particular one that you see me making right here, I actually took an old handkerchief and I used that first, and then I wrapped this kind of a thinner, I guess it's not too much thinner than the other ones, but I do have some really thin doilies. They're kind of crazy. But I took this other doily over top of it and I kind of layered it. And I like the look of that. I don't know, it was kind of like an old Victorian dressed ghost, if that makes sense. But again, these ghosts were super, super easy. I end up tying just another string around their neck so I can hang them up. But look at these, you guys. I mean, they're just so... they're different. They're unique. I love them. I definitely think I'm going to have these out more and more every year. And if I could find like black doilies, y'all, they would be fantastic. So these are the final pieces. I probably won't leave it styled like this, but I ran out of room of places to show you my final project. So if you're new here, I definitely hope you stick around. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, of course, the old shebang. If you are a returning nerdy family member, you guys, I love you. Thank you so much for coming back each and every week when I can get something out for y'all. As many of you know, it has been pretty trying for me lately to get things out on time. But I've been very, very busy, and I have some other ventures that I'm getting into. One of the things that I wanted to talk real quick about is my other channel. I just recently started it. It's called The Nerdy Picker. I have been a long time treasure hunter, so to speak. I have gone to yard sales, flea markets, thrift stores for as long as I can remember. I'm always searching for something cool, awesome, unique, different, and usually it was just for my own collection, but up until recently I have started reselling. So this channel is basically for you to come along on that journey with me. So do me all a solid, you guys, go check me out over there and subscribe, and hopefully if that's your thing, you'll get into it and I'll see you there as well. If not, I completely understand, you guys, like no hard feelings. I definitely just am excited about this one. So I have been managing my time between that as well as this channel and of course my normal day-to-day 9 to 5 and family. So I've been a very, very busy girl. So again, if you guys have stuck around this long, I love you. And until next time, y'all, stay safe.